And I know you, as a diplomat, you won't comment on the domestic politics or on the campaign, and you will definitely not take sides. That much I know about you as a diplomat. But one constant question that we get from our audiences very often is like, what would the results mean for Central Asia, for Uzbekistan specifically? And this question has to deal with the notion of continuity and change. You know, what happens when presidential elections take place in the United States? What happens when there is a new presidential term? What happens when there is a new presidency, you know, in Washington? What does this mean for the U.S. foreign policy in general in terms of shifts? You know, what happens? What can the people in Uzbekistan and, you know, rest of the region expect following the elections? What should they be ready for?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, and I get that a lot directly from people here too.
I'm sure.
You know, first of all, having been through a number of transitions myself in my career, because I started at the State Department in the second half of the Clinton administration in the late 90s, worked 4 years with the Clinton administration, 8 years with the George W. Bush administration, 8 years with the Barack Obama administration, now 4 with Trump.
This is what I meant when I said I know you as a diplomat. You know, you've seen a lot of transitions.
I have. And one thing that stands out to me, because for all those years, I've been working in the former Soviet space primarily. That's been my area of focus, is the degree of continuity in policy. There has been much more continuity than change in terms of the basic U.S. policy. You know, the support for sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity, that's kind of like the bedrock of our approach to the region, has remained consistent. What I also have observed, though, which people should be aware of looking ahead to January, is that when there is a change of administration, of course we don't know whether there will be or not, if there's a Democratic administration coming in, it does take time for them to get organized. So there's often a period that might seem like neglect or less of attention. And that's really more a function of just getting people appointed into positions, figuring out, you know, how different, whether they want to change the way things are structured in some way. But finally, you know, 6 months in, 9 months in, sometimes 12 months in, things settle down, and it often reverts to something that looks a lot like it was before. That's been my experience. So I expect the same thing to happen this time, if there's a change. Of course, if President Trump is reelected, there will be a lot of continuity, I expect, although there will be some personnel changes, of course, in different government departments, including the State Department, probably. But the good news is that as a career ambassador, a career diplomat, I expect that I will remain, regardless of the outcome. No one has promised me that, but that's the pattern. That's usually what happens. So I will try to bring as much continuity as I can to our relationship with Uzbekistan.
Mm-hmm. And people who usually deal with Central Asia here in Washington are also mainly Korea diplomats. People who have been, you know, serving in the region or around the region for years. Thank you so much for talking to us, Ambassador Rosenblum. We really appreciate this. We're very happy to connect with you.
You're welcome. It was really my pleasure, Navbahor. Thank you. You asked tough questions, but very interesting and good ones.
There is a lot to talk about Uzbekistan, and we'll continue these conversations. Hopefully, you know, see you soon in Tashkent.
I hope so. Very good.
Thank you.
All the best.